Hi. Actually, hang on. I suppose we could put up, like, some kind of interesting background over there. Hi. So we've reached the end of 2023, and I just kind of wanted to make a little quick year in review video. So my goal at the beginning of the year was to make one video per month. It's not that many, but also, like, would require me to actually put some effort in. And there are 12 months in the year. I made 4 videos, so that's a 33%, so kind of like an F-, I guess. So it's not a great start, but I mean, like, I started a new job. It's going good, but like, it takes time. I moved. This is a new house. That also took some time, but those are excuses. And I still failed pretty miserably at that goal. So if I really wanted to, could I have made more videos? Yes, absolutely. So now some actual content instead of me just complaining about how I didn't do what I wanted to do. Games that I played this year. So I don't play many games in their release year. In fact, in this year, I think I literally played one game that came out in the year 2023, but I did still play a lot of games, and a lot of them had a big impact on me, and I'm gonna kind of talk about that, see how my year has gone. So first and most obvious, the game that came out in 2023, Tears of the Kingdom. Fantastic. I've talked about that at length already, so I'm not really gonna go into it here, but I've spent over 90 hours on it. And it's so much fun, and it added so much on top of Breath of the Wild, which I really didn't think was possible, and I genuinely don't know where they go from here, but that's the exact same thing that I was saying before Tears of the Kingdom came out, so I'm so excited to see whatever the Zelda team comes up with next. While we're on the topic of Zelda, I finally beat Ocarina of Time on N64. Actually, I bought that TV so I could play like old games on an old CRT and kind of get the image out of the console that was intended of it. It was $10. It's worth the $10 I spent on it. Ocarina of Time was really fun, and I think for the most part it holds up really great, but it did at times very much feel like the first 3D Zelda game, which it was. There's not a problem with that. But there are refinements that have come along as the series has continued to the present day. It's not nearly as clunky as something like Sonic Adventure, which is a game that I love, but it definitely has its flaws at some points. You know, I love Metroid. This year I played Metroid Fusion for the first time, Metroid Prime 3, and I picked up Metroid Prime Remastered on Switch. I'm going to be talking about all 3 of those at length in a video that I have planned for next year, hopefully, so look out for that. I finally got a PS5 this year, so the first 2 games I played were God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. I kind of have very similar thoughts about both of those, which is I really love both of the predecessors to them, that being Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War 2018. Actually, did they come out in the same year? Horizon Zero Dawn came out in 2017. But both of those were really fantastic, really great PlayStation exclusives, and I thought did a great story on top of really fun gameplay, and I was excited to see where the story continued from there. And both of them kind of did just feel like a continuation of the story. Obviously, they added certain things in gameplay, but it wasn't quite groundbreaking and novel like the first 2 of them were, which it didn't need to be. But it still left both of them feeling like maybe a little bit less than their direct predecessors. Though those 2 both do a pretty good job of showing off why I love Tears of the Kingdom so much. Yep, I'm talking about it again. I guess I couldn't avoid that. Tears of the Kingdom was a direct sequel that shared a lot with its direct predecessor, but it did add new mechanics and new areas to explore in completely different ways than we had in the first one. Hell, even exploring all of the old parts from Breath of the Wild was fun now that you have the new abilities introduced in Tears of the Kingdom. The only last thing that I'll say about Horizon Forbidden West is I feel like it was really fun and took the story in an interesting direction, but the story's getting a little bit wobbly, and they definitely left themselves open for a sequel, and I'm pretty sure there is already a sequel announced for it, and I think that sequel has about a 50-50 chance of either kind of solidifying the direction of the story and making it really good, or completely going off the rails, and I'm excited to see what it is either way. Last big game I played on the PS5 this year was Sonic Frontiers, which, did I need all of the horsepower of a PlayStation 5 to play this game? Absolutely not, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless. And I actually really wish that I had played this game before making my last video, because I think it does a really good job at kind of changing and evolving a gameplay formula of a long-running series while still recognizing what made the series fun in the first place. Like, running around those big open worlds as Sonic is so much fun. It is certainly not a perfect game. It has its flaws, and maybe a couple boring sections here and there, and it gets a little bit repetitive after a while, but if this is the direction that the Sonic series is headed, I'm so excited to see more. What else did I play this year? Let's see, the other new console I got this year, I got a Nintendo Virtual Boy, and this thing is actually a lot of fun. It's maybe more of a novelty than something that I'm gonna spend hours having very deep experiences with, but it's still so much fun to experience. If you've ever played any Virtual Boy games, specifically the one that's coming to mind is Red Alarm. If you played any of those on like an emulator and they seemed a little bit weird and muddy and confusing, playing it on actual hardware changes a lot now that the stereoscopic 3D comes in and I can actually tell a little bit of what's going on, what's in the foreground, what's in the background, and none of that's gonna come through on like the green screen. So here's something fun. I don't know what I'm putting up there yet. So a couple years ago, I bought the whole Half-Life series on PC, and it sat in my Steam backlog for a while, and then finally a couple months ago, I started playing Half-Life 1. And I beat it, and I thought, okay, that was a pretty good first-person shooter, if maybe a little bit generic. But going back and appreciating it on a second playthrough in the context of like other games coming out at its time, as well as reading a lot about the kind of the process of its development and the philosophy of the game design, it showed me that, oh, this is a masterclass in game design. It's, again, not perfect, and I think some parts are showing their age a little bit, but it is still a pretty fantastic game. I'm right in the middle of playing Half-Life 2 right now, and the jump from Half-Life 1 to Half-Life 2 feels like the jump from like Nokia Razr to iPhone 14. It's like, yeah, this one got the job done, but oh man, this one is incredible. And then this isn't a game that I played for the first time in 2023, but playing old Valve games made me want to go and replay Portal, so turns out I can play both of them in like 5 or 6 hours. And I replay them every couple years and am just reminded of how absolutely incredible those games are. So seriously, if you've never played Portal, go pick yourself up a copy and play it right now. They're really, really great. I also played a bunch of games with my friends, especially now we're all graduated from college. We don't see each other in person every day. We're playing a lot of games online together. We played a lot of Phasmophobia, Deceive Inc., Rounds, Magicka, which is very broken. And we pick back up Minecraft every once in a while. But if you've got like a suggestion for good kind of co-op or competitive games for like 2 to 6 people, please leave them in the comments. I want more of those, especially if they're not scary, because I kind of hate Phasmophobia. But that's just a me problem. So that is not by any means everything that I played in 2023, but I think it's a pretty good highlight reel. And there's not too much that I'm looking forward to in 2024. I'm looking forward to playing old games that I just haven't gotten to a little bit more than anything else. But the 2 big things that I am looking forward to are, number 1, Christmas has passed, and I'm pretty sure any day now Nintendo is going to announce the successor to the Switch, so I'm excited to see what that is. And then number 2, a game that I don't hear enough people talking about, at least not yet, is a game called Earthblade, which is a 2D Metroidvania from the creators of Celeste, my favorite genre, made by one of my favorite studios, and I'm so hyped for it. So what are my goals then for 2024? Well, number 1, I actually want to do the 1 video a month thing. Do I actually think that I'm going to do a full 12 videos next year? Probably not, but it's good to have goals. I want to do more than 4 at least. I know that's a pretty low bar. I'm gonna shoot for the 12, but we'll see how I do. If I don't make it, I've got stuff coming up next year. Don't come at me for it. And I don't think that every video next year is going to be video game centric. There's a bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about as well. I want to talk about some video games, yes, but also some movies, some books, maybe some TV shows, and some other just random stuff that I've kind of got planned. I want to start streaming a little bit. I wanted to do this for a little while just because the kind of concept of streaming always seemed like so much fun to me to, you know, live streaming can be casually playing a thing while also interacting with an audience. In fact, a couple years ago, I tried streaming on Twitch, but the whole, like, hours and hours that I was streaming, I had 0 to maybe 1 viewers, and when you have 0 viewers and you're trying to stream and you're trying to have fun interacting with an audience and you have no audience, the energy goes down real fast and it's not fun. So I think I might stream on YouTube because I actually have a couple subscribers on here and maybe someone will stick around and want to see what I'm doing. If anyone wants to like stream or make content with me, especially if you know me in person already, like send me a message, and that sounds like a lot of fun. I like doing things with people. There's always a more fun energy and dynamic when it's more than just me. Not YouTube related, but I got a keyboard over here. So I got the keyboard, and my goal for 2024 is to stick with that and start actually playing some stuff, because currently I do not sound good, but I got it like 2 weeks ago and haven't had enough time to practice yet. So my goal is to play with my left hand as well as my right hand someday, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, just a real quick thank you to everyone who subscribed this past year, or just commented something nice, or just watched one of my videos, or even just stuck with me through my wildly inconsistent upload schedule. But like, seriously, so many people commented just super nice things or suggestions for other games to try. I really wish I had infinite money and time so that I could play all of your suggestions right now, but unfortunately I have neither of those. I don't really have anything more to say. I don't really know how to end the video on like a good note, but hope you've had a good 2023. And here's to a great 2024.